This week, we are flying across the world to a professional Formula E race in Monaco. And when we get there, I'm going to show you guys all the behind the scenes that go into competing in a professional Formula race. Millions of dollars of software, hardware, and mechanical engineering, incredible top tier racing talent, and everything else that's going to happen during this insane week. So we just made it through a massive 18-hour travel day from downtown Nashville to New York to France, right on the border of Monaco. I finally got to the hotel, and Jaguar hooked us up with a pretty insane room in the Grand Hotel du Cap Ferrat. Not sure how that's pronounced.
I'm super excited. This week looks like it's going to be a crazy experience. So yeah, I'll catch you guys tomorrow.
Now, the first day, Jaguar started off letting us drive their new I-Pace models, which were actually really dope to drive. They paired us with a semi-pro racer to make sure we didn't destroy the new cars. And then they let us drive them for actually almost a full hour. So we really got to spend a good amount of time with the car. And it was a pretty smooth ride. The best way I could describe it to you is it sort of felt like driving a hybrid between a Tesla and a Range Rover. It was very quiet, kind of a luxury experience, but definitely a little more beefy than a Tesla. Now, after an hour of driving, we finally made it to the drop-off point, but this is where we had a problem. Me and Siobhan stopped to take some pics, but we looked around after a bit and realized we got left behind and lost. So we started wandering around in these narrow streets in the middle of France, and it just kept getting worse. Our phones had no service. It seemed like absolutely nobody spoke English, and we definitely couldn't read any of the signs. Luckily, after what felt like a long time, Siobhan found someone who spoke English, and we made our way to the restaurant. The food was incredibly delicious, but after that, they shuttled us to spend some time with the professional engineering team behind Jaguar. We got to chill with the software and hardware lead, who explained to us some of the crazy capabilities of the electric racing cars. After that, we got to meet the professional drivers, Nick Cassidy and Mitch Evans, who were incredibly chill. And then finally, we got to hang out a bit with the mechanical team, who were checking the components of the car and making sure everything was perfect before race day. And then after that, we got some dinner at the Amazonico in Monaco, and then called it a night because the big race starts first thing in the morning. The next morning, they got us out of bed early to head over to the racetrack. Now, before the race starts, Jaguar actually arranged something I didn't expect at all. There are pro racers doing laps on the track before the official race starts, and Jaguar is going to stick us in the passenger seat for some of those laps. So if you're wondering what it's like to get whipped around in a car at nearly 200 miles per hour, this is exactly what it's like.
Back to the start.
Okay, nice. That was awesome.
We got held up a little bit.
Now, after I stumbled out of the car, Jaguar apparently has a mega yacht that they host super baller viewing parties on, and they had a small boat pick us up and ferry us over. This trip is getting absolutely insane. Anyway, here's what the mega yacht looked like. Now, finally, the race began, and tensions were pretty high on the mega yacht. You see, Jaguar has a lot riding on this race because they are switching their entire business from gas cars to all electric. So this is Jaguar's chance to prove to the world that they are the very best at electric cars by winning such a high-stakes Formula E race. And the good news is, not only did they get first, but they got second too. The drivers absolutely crushed it. Everybody was super happy. Yeah! We partied in the mega yacht for a few hours, and then pretty late into the night after that at a few other spots too. To wrap up this insane week, I spent a few days just wandering the streets of Monaco and absolutely stuffing my face with delicious EU food. I probably gained a good 10 pounds. Anyway, this was an insanely cool trip for me, and I can't tell you guys enough how much I appreciate you watching my videos. Thanks again, and I'll catch you in the next one.